Hello, everyone.
I can't turn myself up. Never mind.
It's me, and I'm joined by the mouse. Let me
Hello.
let me unmute. Wait, what's that? Oh no, it's okay. So one of the audios was spiking when I was talking. I was like, is that getting picked up and like looping? But we're good. Let's unmute the background stream music so that I can get the audio about right. So that'll happen suddenly. Welcome in, everyone, to the Triple I Initiative. Yes, Nevik, I did have a haircut. You are the first person to notice, and it has been a week and a half. Thank you for noticing.
Yep. I'm here. I am queer, and I'm not going to get asthma. I swear.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah. So we're here to watch the Triple I Initiative. It is a festival of indie games. This is the second year running for this. I did last year's as well. They asked me if I wanted to do this year, which I was like, hell yeah. Last time was great. Like last time they revealed Slay the Spire 2 on this for the first time, and there was some really cool other games as well. There was a dinosaur game that still hasn't come out. I want it. I only remembered it because I went through my Steam wishlist last night. Because I was like, I don't know what game I want to buy. And I was like, I could check through my wishlist, and I was like, damn, there's a lot of unreleased games on there still. What was it called? Hang on, I'm going back to my Steam wishlist because it's still on there because I still want it. Oh no, I've hidden all my windows. I can't. So Microsoft has a feature, and feature I use in quotes here because I genuinely don't know anyone who uses it, anyone at all. Which is if you grab a window and you're just about moving around and you give it a light shake, just a little shake, it hides every other window. Why does it do this? Right, store, wish list. Let's have a look. What was it called? It looked really stupid, but in like a really good way. Let's see. I've got a lot of things on my wish lists.
As opposed to me, who tries to keep her wish list actually fairly small.
Understandable. Dino Lords. That's it. Dino Lords. Oh, glorious.
Oh, speaking of, I need to remove Fatal Fury City of the Wolves from this list.
It's a real-time strategy game where you gather resources, build fortifications, and command units in defense against the invading Danes with their arsenal of fierce dinosaurs. Beautiful. It's perfect. I'm just gonna shift the window so that we don't have that little black line at the bottom, and we get to see a little bit more of the capture. That. There we go. So yeah, I am joined by everyone's favorite mouse, Iris Spring.
Yay!
Put a shout out in. There we go.
I'm most people's favorite mouse. I was recently informed by one of my friends that I am their second favorite mouse.
Wow.
Behind the Dragoon Mouse Lady from Final Fantasy IX.
I played Final Fantasy IX. I gotta look her up. Dragoon Mouse Lady. FF9. Who are we talking about here? Oh, I remember. You know what? Fair.
Yeah, Freya.
Sorry, you're now my second favorite mouse person.
Wow. Okay. No, I see how it is.
As long as you aren't behind the damn copyright rat. You mean Ratigan?
No, Ratatouille.
Oh, Ratatouille. Oh, Beans put in a poll. Which game are you most excited for? Whole Simulator, Nick's Cursed Adventures, Hyper Gauntlet 4. What happened to 2 and 3? Shower with Your Dad 2 and D's Nuts. I have played Shower with Your Dad Simulator. That was weird. I have played Hyper Gauntlet 1 because I fucking made that game. I hope none of the others exist.
You know what I'm hoping for? A Only Can sequel.
Only Can sequel. That would be great. That would be great. Who's your favorite mouse? Now up, we've got Mouse Lady FF9, Iris Spring, Jerry Mouse, Pinky, and Brain.
Actually, Pinky and Brain are lab rats, not mice.
Yeah. And why do we not have Mrs. Brisby from The Secret of Nim? Excuse me. Yeah, sorry, Iris, you're now my third favorite mouse. I remembered The Secret of Nim.
Wow. Oh, I'm being attacked today, it seems. Exactly, Goblin
Legend
Hellion.
of Nozzle Froster the Third, so you assumed you'd pick the numbering but drop the subtitle?
Oh no, I'm wrong. It's directly in the song, The Laboratory Mice, not Rats. I'm a fool.
Oh, dear. I like that little... The first person to type the first letter of each loading tip on Steam may, or most certainly may not, get a valid key for a free game. They're not, Mr. Blue. I think that's the thing. They're lying to you. So, fun fact: this was partly set up by our good our good buddy, the bow tie wearer himself, Hans from the Save and Sound Music Festival.
Ooh!
But he will not be appearing in this, as there are no hosts in this, with the exception of me and, of course, Iris.
Hello.
It's nothing but gameplay and reveals. It's like 45 full minutes of stuff, of meat.
Meat.
It's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to this. My voice is barely here, but I'm looking forward to this. I spent, I want to say, the better part of 4 hours last night playing a TTRPG called Sentai and Sensibility, which is it's a combo of Power Rangers and Jane Austen novels. Great fun.
Excuse me, it'd be a combination of Super Sentai and Jane Austen novels.
Yeah, of which Power Rangers is an example, and possibly the most well-known example for my specific audience.
I mean, it's less an example and more of a retelling / adaptation, because they take the Sentai footage and then they put like an original story on top of it.
Okay, fair.
I don't know how to tell you this, but the idea of a morphin grid is not a thing in Super Sentai.
I'm shocked.
They all transform through are basically just magic powers.
Yeah, it was the same in
It's never explained how the transformations work in Super Sentai. Mostly because, unlike in Power Rangers, all the Super Sentai shows are, for the most part, meant to be self-contained. They're not meant to be continuations of each other.
That makes sense.
Unlike in Power Rangers, where every story is meant to be a continuation of the previous ones.
In the game, I play a big himbo named Henry Byron, only distantly related to the other Byron, who's he's a Golden Ranger.
So I suppose I have to ask, what's your Ranger color?
My personally would be blue, probably. Blue's
I
just
meant
my
in the
favorite
game.
color. Oh, in the game, gold.
Oh, I thought you were saying the other guy was the Gold Ranger.
No, I'm the Gold Ranger. The Golden Hound. I take a pinch of snuff to transform. It's a very weird game.
Yes, Nevitlink, I do remember Power Rangers Turbo.
I don't know, the chat is getting weird. Like, I don't know why we read this. I can answer what a AAA game is. It's an indie game with a large budget, roughly. It's all vibes. It's all vibes. Just like defining what an indie game is. Like we were saying before we started that technically speaking, in one interpretation of what an indie game is, Baldur's Gate 3 is an indie game.
I mean, my definition for indie game personally is just it is a video game that is published by an independent studio.
Oh god, 20 seconds to go. Yeah,
it is developed and published by an indie studio.
I think it's it is a game where all creative decisions are made by the creators, which is hard to quantify, which is why I go via vibes. Death Stranding, indie game, sure.
I mean, yeah, Kojima Productions is very much an independent studio.
Everybody have a good piss. Yep. Pee now.
Right now, while you're watching.
Nope. Not right now. Well, I mean right now, but leave. Okay, now come back. No. I was like, Lunacid? That's a different game. There's a game about moons. Shit.
Fear and Hunger Termina? And I'd kill for another Fear and Hunger game.
Oh, what was it? Are we doing Horror Stardew?
Also, this is from the Pixar artist from Celeste.
Stardew with actually okay combat? And the internet confirmed. Oh, okay. We all want to bond with Gunter, of course, but
I'm sorry, I don't think I could ever bond with someone who was unironically named Gunter.
Oh, wow. I could. Neverway. That sounds pretty interesting, honestly. Like, I'm not big into horror, but if you're gonna...
I've been watching a lot of my friends...
Stardew interesting at all, that sounds good.
Yeah, I was watching my friends play like a lot of smaller horror games lately, and that one is really, really interesting me.
We rockin' and stonin', friends.
Oh, it's a roguelike.
It is. It's effectively Deep Rock Galactic 2. But they've teased us for a while. We know it's called Rogue Core. It's, I think, effectively the sequel. But I don't
when are we getting it? When are we getting an enemy faction of space elves that we have to fight?
Ooh, what? Ooh, what is that? That's grim. Ooh.
Oh, I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Like little bird drone. We got swords.
What the fuck is that? Oh,
we got
God,
horrors
that's some real
beyond
Last
our
of Us.
comprehension.
Yeah, we do. We have some horrors. Hell yes. Hell yes.
I will play this with. Ooh. I will play this game with anybody who buys me a copy when it comes out.
Ooh, nope, Tears of Metal. I remember this. Yeah. So I think they announced this at the last one. Or was it at GDC? Not GDC. It would have been, Oh!
Open beta available now.
Oh,
Here's
nice! Because that one is already on my wish list, so I will be trying that.
And I'm currently signing up for the alpha for Rogue Core.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. It's what we fight against.
Is this,
The demons above.
It kind of looks like Octopath Traveler in a way, but
It looks like
it's got that
Octopath and
2.5D sort of...
and Overlord Unicorn.
Yeah.
What do you want us to do?
And Triangle Strategy, I suppose, as well.
That's true. I honestly, I really like the 2.5D
it's its own
sort of style.
unique. It's like its own distinct aesthetic of turn-based RPG.
That boss just
It's like-
viscerally reminded me of the Mega Drive game Dynamite Heady, which I don't think anyone else has ever played. But, viscerally.
It actually reminded me of like one Castlevania boss that's like, it is a large puppet like mannequin that carries a bunch of cages that like walks between various rooms in the area.
Sacrifier. I'll take a look at that. Hey, Endless Legend 2. Nice.
Oh,
Endless Legend was pretty good, honestly. It's real nice. Obviously set on one of the planets in endless space.
I have been many things. God. Wanderer.
Endless Space was kind of weird because it was this 4X game that had just an absurd amount of lore in it for a 4X game.
I carry a s-
I don't think I could play a game without a story.
Well, if you want to hear us rehash this argument, me and Pixel will be streaming some Elden Ring tomorrow. So, yeah, this is, I believe, a 4X game because Endless Legend 1 was. So this will be a Civilization style sort of game. Whereas Endless Space was a Space 4X, so like Stellaris, that's the thing.
Some of these creatures are actually reminding me a little bit of fucking space game Talia likes. I can't remember the name.
I can't
Nick,
remember.
you gotta help
either.
me out here.
I can't remember. Amplitude also, did they do
No
Humankind?
Man's Sky.
Oh, No Man's Sky. Oh. Yeah, I should have gotten that. I also really like No Man's Sky. Also, I'm sorry for what my internet is doing. It is happening again. I'm gonna have to call Virgin. I hate calling Virgin. Nice.
I mean, if you want, I
Internet
could call them up and seduce them. I could unvirgin your media.
No one wants to do that with Richard Branson.
Oh, you're right.
All right, we got a zombie game coming up. We love a zombie game.
Ooh. I love trains.
Creators of Barotrauma. Okay. Barotrauma was pretty good, if I remember rightly. Okay, so we got ourselves a survival crafter with a train. We love it. It's Infinity Train, but Finity. No, Void Train. That was the name of it. Void Train, but non-voided. Some kind of frost train. Honestly, train is becoming like a micro genre right now, and I'm here for it. You know, because you get to just drive along and see different landscapes. So you're not stuck in one place, but you still get the base building side of things. So I've seen a video of like a sci-fi version of this where you've got this like hover train that's going along and you're raiding sci-fi bases, but it looks a lot worse than this, I gotta say. Oh, what is that? Frost Rail. That seems neat.
It's reminding me of, I can't remember the name of the game, but it's It's a horror game where the concept is like you're on a cart and you have to just keep moving along with the cart, making occasional stops to go into dungeons or trade with people, and there's something just like ominously following the cart the whole time.
Why does this look familiar? What's...
Bastion.
It does look like Bastion, actually.
This is Bastion. I'm pretty sure this is Bastion.
Hannah's saying Moonlighter?
At the very least, the main character looks like the main character of
I
Bastion.
remember Moonlighter. It I do see Bastion in this, but
Although no, now that I'm actually like seeing the character actually up close a little bit, now his skin is way too light to be the character from Bastion.
ah, right, yeah. You could say he's a couple shades Moonlighter. Huh? Huh?
-2.
Yeah, okay, fair. I deserve that.
Yeah,
I
no,
deserve that
Moonlighter.
one. No, that's neat. From the creators of Dorf Romantic and also the YouTube video channel. Oh no, I've heard of this. Yeah, no, this is actually meant to be pretty neat. It definitely has that art style from that YouTube channel. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce it, Germans. You're not getting me.
But would you do it for a Scooby Stack?
Of course. Yeah, I've heard some good things about Starbirds, but I mean, we've got to see the demo soon. Ooh, I think I know what this might. Nope, never mind. Never mind. Huh? Okay.
Yeah, these are some Resident Evil-ass puzzles.
Yeah. Is it like a... What?
This might be like some sort of escape room type game.
That's what I'm trying to work out, like, because... Okay, I see. Okay, right. This, honestly, looks pretty decent. I've... Escape Simulator 2. Wait, didn't I play Escape Simulator 1? Is that the game Nick attempted with Becca?
Maybe?
Hang on.
I know. Your Nick
look through
attempt
my
streams
library.
kind of blend together in my mind.
I did a lot of them. Oh no, that was How to Escape. Very different. But I heard really good things about Escape Simulator. Oh, we're chilling. We're having a cozy time. Cozy game.
We're picking up an entire bush out of the ground just to grab one berry.
Hell yeah. Very wasteful. Oh, I think I remember seeing this announced at Cozy Games Fest. You're doing like a little like wandering food shop. Escape Simulator is fun, but one for friends.
I'm pretty sure it's meant to be like a camping thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think this is the one I thought I don't think this is the one I remembered. Outbound. Okay. That seems cozy. Is it a hike like if you can't fly? True. Oh, Enshrouded. I own this game. It's pretty decent, honestly. I quite enjoy it. Combat is nice and meaty. It feels like a little more like systems based, you know? A bit more like things like Breath of the Wild, that sort of thing.
Sorry, I saw that large, muscular, giant woman, and I stopped thinking for a moment. What were you saying?
It happens. It happens. It looks neat. Like they're adding a bit more combat variety. That's nice. Timberborn. Real talk, I've tried to like this game every time I've played it, and it's not hit yet, but Eventually. I'm sure it will.
Okay, did you ever have an Xbox 360?
No.
Damn. So
Appropriate time to say damn.
I was going to say, because it reminds me of, there is this weird Xbox exclusive game called A Kingdom for Keflings, and this is kind of reminding me of that.
I like that they've done this sort of, you know, it's one of those sort of city builders that are a little more systems based, you know, where you just sort of tell them what you want built and then they go and do it and they wander around and you know, you got to feed them and all that, you know, like trying to think of an example that is, yeah, a bit like a Dwarf Fortress, yeah. But you have like a full fluid simulation for it, which technically Dwarf Fortress has as well, but Dwarf Fortress is its own beast.
I suppose RimWorld as well, on a simpler scale.
Yeah. Ooh. Wait. I know I recognize this.
Oh, this is the Blaze Blue side scroller.
Oh, neat. Never mind, I did not recognize it.
Yeah, this is Accent Core, if I'm correct. An indie side-scrolling beat-em-up game that's based on the hit Arc System Works Entropy Effect and Accent Core.
It's something completely different. Entropy Effect.
No, it's one I'm thinking of. I got the name wrong.
Oh, right. No, that's fair.
But no, this is based off the hit cool. Arc System Works fighting game, Blaze Blue.
That's pretty cool. Like, you know, it looked like the combat was real polished and fast, you know?
I mean, they are based off fighting game characters.
Yeah, but that doesn't always translate when you change what type of game it is, right?
I mean, side-scrollers and fighting games are extremely similar and connected. Dead Cells.
Dead Cells crossover. Nice.
But they're extremely connected genres of game.
That's fair. We're climbing a mountain. Young woman climbs a mountain. The genre. We're back.
God. I'm so glad we're getting Goddess Celeste too.
Can't let a kid go up there alone.
They say I'm fading away.
If anyone should be gone, it's failures like me. Not someone with their whole life ahead. Hey.
Is this Spirited Away? We're taking photos and we're climbing a mountain, everybody. Wonder if we'll see Can? Yeah, we might, honestly. Speaking of women climbing mountains. I'm quite excited for Can, actually. I do want that.
In our hearts.
The talking animals kind of surprised me, honestly. I wasn't expecting that bit.
Hey, kiddo. When you make it back...
But were you not expecting the overly feminine-looking horse?
Isn't enough.
No one expects the overly feminine-looking horse of Prism Peak.
If there's something you want to keep, capture it, so it stays.
This reminds me a little of there was a restaurant game I played ages and ages and ages ago that was like this. Recipe for Disaster, that was it.
Ooh.
But it's like, oh no, maybe this is more of a Dungeon Keeper vibe. I'll never say no to a Dungeon Keeper style game. You have all dreamed of pee.
But an illusion.
Hey Talia, you missed Deep Rock Galactic. Brees is a green lady, you say? Game of the year. So I'm seeing what? Real-time strategy? Is this a Age of Wonders style sort of thing? She's got a phoenix. That's surely cheating.
Look at how you struggle. So pathetic. So foolish.
Okay, this has got to be a
Death can bring
like an Age of Wonder style thing, right? It's got to be a strategy.
It could be a Diablo-like.
It could be. Honestly, I have no idea. Just give us the name of the game.
be your salvation. Don't resist your greatest desire.
Sorry, my mind went blank there for a moment. What happened?
Heroes of Might and Magic.
Oh, it's a Might and Magic game.
Oh. I wasn't far off. Hey, Deep Rock Galactic again.
Gee, Deep Rock Galactic, how come your mom lets you have 2 games at the showcase?
Yeah. I've heard really good things about this. That it meshes the 2 mechanics of like a Vampire Survivors and a Deep Rock Galactic game together quite nicely, but I have not had a chance to play it yet.
What was that one alien, like the one where you were on like the infested alien world
Yeah.
meat grinder or something like that?
It was something grinder, wasn't it? Yeah. That was good. I enjoyed that one.
That's what's reminding me most of.
Yeah, I see it. Because that one had you sort of going through I suppose like a field
Like,
of stuff that needed to be broken through to get through, like this.
Yeah, you had to dig through walls of like biological matter.
Mm.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
one of those loot things was a can of WD-40.
It was DW. It was DW. Swarm Grinder, that's the one. Thanks, Aeon. Yeah.
The girl from Arthur who grows up to become a cop?
All of this once again. We have 3 days before the sun
Oh,
rises
shit.
and burns everything to ash.
Saw this on
We're stuck in front of a
I think this might have been the Game Awards this was announced initially.
survive. We need to act now.
And this looks like my kind of shit.
You focus on researching a bridge to cross the river. I'll anchor it, fix the broken base modules, create radiation filters, gather resources, and Rapidium to create more alternative versions of ourselves. Are you sure they'll accept who they are? I can't worry about that right now. I need them to survive. The technician will help me fix the base. The miner can mine resources, while the botanist will provide food. We need more space to fit everyone. And besides, the miner has destructive tendencies, while the botanist is still in love with your ex-wife.
Such a me-ass game. It's basically like a Startopia, I think the original was called, or Ixion, that sort of vibe. But then you're not just stuck on the base building bit, you're going out and you're exploring as well.
that I need to handle.
Like, imagine if you combine Ixion with Death Stranding.
This base needs you to operate. That's
Nick, when he sees a video game where you walk, is this Death Stranding?
you can't ignore.
No, I more mean several other bits to do with the plot.
Sometimes I feel like everything here is
Nick, when he sees a video game where you walk.
working on technology I need.
Hey, Death Stranding is the
Oh, come on.
archetypal walking simulator.
Actually, we
I mean, no, what remains of Edith Finch's?
No, it's not. It's not.
Yes,
They're not
it
walking
is.
simulators. They're not simulating any of the walking. You just hold forwards and you move. Death Stranding, you got to actually think about your walking. Quap, actually, yeah, Bean's right, Quap.
about the goddamn
I mean, yeah, you can't get any more walking simulator than Quap.
we can't build it. The technology I need, it only existed in my life path.
Maybe in this life path. We might still have some time.
Slightly late birthday present. The altars. Hell yes.
Oh, speedrunners.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I remember that. Hell yeah.
All I remember about speedrunners is that they had like a DLC pack that added like a bunch of YouTubers to the game over some of the characters.
I remember enjoying with Goggles and Luke, we played a game called Catch Me, which kind of had like speedrunners vibes, except, you know, obviously it was a game of tag instead of a race. But it's just real fun. Yeah, that's where the Jacob Rees-Mogg as a YouTuber vibe came from. Hell yeah. Wow, it's not releasing on Switch 2.
Who'll answer the call? There was a time when adventure called to something deep.
We mud running?
Over the hill beckons you back to those forgotten days when the journey itself.
No, Over the Hill.
We mud running?
Find your grip as tires fight for precious traction on wild and untamed paths, where the earth welcomes you with its.
So this is like a mini genre that's happening at the moment. There's a lot of like, I want to say pastel color simulators coming out at the moment. There's a really good skiing game that's like that, where you sort of stylize it but also bring it down to the core mechanics, and this seems to be doing that with something like Mud Runner or Snow Runner.
Yeah. See, if this was Mud Runner, then when they were driving over those rocks, they would have been sinking into them like they were mud as well. Because in Mud Runner, all the ground is made of mud, even when it really shouldn't be.
Mud Runner, of course, is the original Death Stranding game. I dig this. I think this is going to be one of those that's going on the wish list, because I really enjoy Mud Runner. It started off so calm, and then it went north, and I was like, oh, jeez. Everyone's here.
It's kind of reminding me of, was it Realm of the Mad God?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I see it. This is one of those games that's going to be...
This is certainly more of like a world builder simulator type game.
Yeah, but it's going to be one of those where you start playing it, and 4 hours later you look up and you're like, oh, Jesus, I need to eat. Super Fantasy Kingdom. I like it. Vampire Survivors Kingdom, honestly, yeah.
10 years in the making. A universe of
Whoa, what? No, what? Freelance?
some that feel a little more familiar.
I recognize
EVE
those
Online?
gigs.
EVE Online 2?
A living
X?
universe where
Surely not.
You decide your fate.
It is! I'll recognize that UI from anywhere.
From mining
Just like fucking imagine if EVE Online made its comeback.
that stands the test of time. And in
I mean, it's not gone anywhere.
shifts.
I mean, yeah, but like it's not as popular as it used to be.
Me and Rose having the time of our life right now. the only X enjoyers.
I mean, if you're such an X enjoyer, why did you ban links from it on your Discord? Checkmate.
Okay, fine. This is absolutely a spreadsheet game. This is not EVE Online levels of spreadsheet, but it's not far off.
For the first time in the X series history, you will be able to negotiate, forge alliances, broker truth, and shape the
Oh, they added politics to X. It's
Oh,
gone woke.
they've added diplomacy. Excellent. Well,
Excellent.
that's another 100 hours of my life gone.
100 hours, those are rookie numbers, Nick.
Well, I've already put 200 to 300 in. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
it's a new
this
game,
is-
so that's a new 300 hours you put in.
This is from the devs of something. I can't remember. It's like they made something completely different and they were famous for it, and then they just went, you know what? Fuck it. Let's make Rocket League, but it's football. You know a game I missed they should bring back? Nintendo, bring back Mario Strikers. That shit was good.
They did bring back Mario Strikers.
Yeah, but do it again. That shit was good.
Like it's been less than 2 years since the last Mario Strikers game.
Do it again!
They haven't had enough time to make a new one.
What was the... Who made Rematch? What dev is it? Because...
Sit inside and play video games.
What games did you make? Sifu! They made Sifu. Which is, like, for those unfamiliar, is the sort of brawler where every time you die, you come back a little older. And, like, it was in secret level as well. And then they just went, fuck it, football game. Talia is going wild. Wait, Pongal, is this? What are they adding to Vampire Survivors?
Oh, this is a Guild of Icons simulator.
Oh my god, it's pretty accurate, actually.
Oh, new Vampire Survivors DLC. I need to start selling Steam trading cards so I could buy the new one.
Yeah.
Steam trading cards are legitimately how I funded all of Vampire Survivors. Because the
Valid.
DLCs are literally just that cheap. Oh, all free.
All free? Huh, nice.
Oh, all free. I got to play Vampire Survivors again.
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty cool.
Easy rock. It's alive. But they ain't dead neither. Shadows. Eyes.
I remember seeing that announcement for this.
Devil's own fire. If you hear their whispers, run.
Talia, I was trying to work out who made the football game. I was busy. We got people climbing mountains. We're climbing mountains. Fox? Or possibly dog? Might be a dog, actually.
They lurk in the dark. Wander too deep, and you're there.
Honestly, this looks pretty rad.
Quiet now.
This looks pretty nice.
Close.
Yeah, that looks beautiful. Yeah, I want it. Give, please. Next year, damn it. Oh, this is shit. What's it called? Shapes? No, it's not Shapes. Wait, is it Shapes? Yeah, Shapes. Shapes 2.
This is the factory where they make the Microsoft symbol.
Yes. I played Shapes 1 and I loved it. It's a perfect distillation of the sort of Factorio style game. Shapes 2 was a pretty big update to that by going fully like 3D. 2's even better? Oh, nice. Stunlock. What does Stunlock make? I know Stunlock. Wait, shit, I know Stunlock. Vampire Survivors. No, V Rising. The other one. The vampire game. Shit.
You mean the game that's on the screen right now?
Yeah.
God, I should play V Rising.
I'm having a rough time. I'm in the V Rising creator program. Let me tell you, I don't think the game's very good. I think it makes a lot of big mistakes. But yeah, sure. I mean, play it if you want. Maybe they'll have fixed those by now. I was only playing it this week. But yeah, the 1.1 update.
Oh no, it's not V Rising I own. It's Valheim. Never mind.
Oh, that's great. I think this has the bones of a good game. They just need to fix some of the really weird choices they've made. Yeah, it's the Vampire Survival game, not the Vampire Survivors game. It's it's rough. All right, we're doing some buildings.
We're doing some trading.
It's got a new biome. I don't know what game this is. Did they announce it already? They started with the words new biome, which means it's an update to something. Cabot's urge to start a Valheim server grows stronger every day. Do it! I love Valheim. It's great. I find the mid-game is a bit rough if you're not playing with friends, but it is great. Oh, Necess. I think I own that. It's pretty neat.
My star. Going back sounds tempting.
Ignore the sounds of my stomach. I'm really hungry.
We didn't hear it, so.
Hell yeah! Noise gate. I'm seeing a big clock. We animating?
Thing the present has for us.
Kingdom Hearts? That'd be a bold thing to add to the Triple I initiative. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts, but still has the absolutely awful handle design of the Keyblade.
Hell yeah. Why does this look familiar? Why do all of these games look familiar? Am I just suffering from extreme deja vu? Honestly,
Oh god, it has the Castlevania gear platforming, but in 3D.
the fact that 3D platformers are coming back makes me very, very excited. Especially in the indie space. And this one looks pretty fucking nice. I mean, it's all about how it moves. Oh, we got some combat as well. But it looks gorgeous. Dusk Fade. Nice. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm putting that on the... hang on, I gotta go add that to the wish list right now.
Green juice.
Dusk Fade. Oh, there's a banner on the top of Steam for the Triple I initiative that makes it a little easier to find all the games.
Oh, this looks...
Yo.
Oh.
We near automatoring, but... this is what the combat reminds me of.
Now the combat the combat looks more Devil May Cry.
True. You're right.
Like you're doing fucking air juggles. There are slowdowns between each hit.
Yeah, you're right. It is more Devil May Cry. It got a little bit of bullet hell going on though. That's what's giving me the Nier Automata vibes going on.
Oh yeah.
This looks pretty fucking cool.
Morbid metal.
Yeah, made with Unity. Well done, Unity. You finally did it. You've got a good-looking game on there.
I mean, Unity has a lot of really good-looking games. It's just most games that run Unity pay the extra fee so that they don't have to advertise it's made with Unity.
Yeah, it's the stupidest thing they've ever done. Like, Unreal Engine doesn't let you remove that, and now you know all the good-looking games are Unreal Engine.
Yeah, but like a lot of Unity's best games you don't know are Unity, so people have this negative connotation about Unity.
Yeah. Correction, sorry, issuing a correction. Absolutely not the stupidest thing Unity have ever done. They've managed some real
No, they've done so much more.
This looks cool as hell also. Like this, like Cuphead, or Cuphead art style, sort of like rubber banding, but a little bit more like anime style. The Eternal Life of Goldman. From Goldman Sachs, the bank? Weirdest thing I know about Goldman Sachs is that the CEO is a DJ. Just, like, he plays in nightclubs. CEO of one of the largest banks in the world just turns up, does like Ibiza for a few weeks. I don't know. Whoa, that was grim. This does look pretty rad. Like,
wait, I just realized this is the Triple I initiative. We might get Silk Song.
it's time. If they
know
had
it's coming
Silk
out this
Song,
year.
we do know it's going. But if they had Silk Song, I mean, they had Slay the Spire 2 last year. One of the biggest indie games of all time. From the creators of The Invincible. What's The Invincible? More games need better names. I'm just going to say that right now. If I can't Google your thing. Oh, that game! Yeah, no, I remember. Based on the novel as well. Okay.
Look, I'm pretty sure The Invincible came out before the Invincible TV series came out and ruined any chance it ever had to be Google.
True. This looks kind of cool. You know?
You're a firefighter, but there's fire monsters.
Yeah. We Dante's Infernoing it? That's absolutely not the same thing.
God,
There's
remember
already a
the
Dante's Inferno game, and I forgot about that. Into the Fire. That?
Yeah, remember it's the game that decided to make Dante himself a Templar for some reason?
Yeah. That looks pretty rad. Oh shit, somebody tell Icky. Retro discovered.
You know, fun fact, there was actually an animated movie of Dante's Inferno based on the game, and I still own that on DVD.
Oh, is this like an Inscription, but you're playing a slot machine? And making deals with the devil. I kind of like this already.
It actually kind of reminds me of the game that there was a slot machine game that is the thing that inspired Balatro.
Luck be a landlord, right?
Yeah, it looks like Luck be a landlord, but it has that one Russian roulette game with the shotgun, buckshot roulette.
Buckshot roulette.
It looks like a mix of those.
That looked pretty cool. Oh. Is it a Slenderman? Is it a thin gentleman?
Something collect my pages.
Oh, it's PT.
What if it's the Skibbity Toilet video game?
Wait, hold on. They might actually be doing something with this. Don't let them
this
fool
is...
you. Oh, is this the one where you're not allowed to look outside? No, maybe not. Maybe?
It very much looks like something that's very much based on the a lot of the analog horror YouTube series. Like if you watch any of those what is it, Station 9? Something like that.
No, I'm not a human. Honestly, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of the kind of ARG analog horror YouTube stuff that I actually really like.
It does feel a smidge Hilux as well, Goggles. But yeah, that looks cool. Oh. Light grey with dark text on it. Near Automata 3 confirmed.
Oh, this looks familiar, actually.
It looks like something I would enjoy, honestly.
It's reminding me somewhat of Super Hot. Just like how it feels visually.
Is this Returnal 2? Nah.
Like, not the visuals, but like the way the character is moving and animated.
Yeah. I kind of want to play this, not gonna lie. It looks really kinetic, and I love a kinetic shooter. Yeah, now everyone's like, maybe it is Returnal 2.
Oh god, they have CSGO gun skins.
Void Breaker.
Void Breaker.
All right. Oh, wait.
Open
play
play
test
test.
today? Yeah, it's April 10th.
Hey
Hell
Nick,
yeah.
once this is over, want to play some Void Breaker?
I would, but I'm I'm almost immediately going to eat dinner and then be playing Lancer. But
Damn it.
that's going straight on the wish list. Holy shit.
Request access.
Oh,
Access granted. It immediately threw me into the playtest. Great.
Hey, access granted. Hell yeah. Sudden Silk Song reveal. They've already revealed Silk Song. We know it's coming out this year. ASCII Soft.
I know,
that.
I know, but like, what if we had a trailer for it?
Katana Zero? Are they announcing Katana 1?
Katana 0.5.
Metal Slug? I just say that whenever I see a government helicopter. The Seventh
God, I
Angel?
love the new Metal Slug game.
A massive...
Smashed. Sorry, that's the wrong stream.
That seems pretty
Katana
fucking
Zero
cool.
DLC.
It's gonna be free? Nice. Nice. That looks cool as hell.
Oh, we're getting to the end.
We got 12 more minutes. No, we're not. We're at the end. I forgot. We haven't got 12 more minutes. Timing's bad. That.
I mean, they mentioned one of the text things earlier that there might be a one more thing.
That'd be cool. But if there isn't, I'm already happy, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Like some of the games at the end there was, like that one, the fire one, deeply interesting to me.
Don't go anywhere.
Oh yeah, they then go for another hour, covering the games in more detail. That was pretty cool. I'm very interested in a bunch of those. Like Void Breaker particularly interesting me.
I mean, I'm about to go play it, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Once I know for a fact that they're not going to end one more thing us.
Yeah, just to be sure. Morbid Metal also looks awesome. Similar to games you've played, Nier Automata and Final Fantasy 16. Thank you. Similar to games you've played, it's platinum. Oh, wait, hold. Or is it a closer look at? Oh, okay, so this is a closer look at the one we were just talking about. Void Breaker. I can words.
Yeah, it's looking like a fast-paced roguelike shooter where you customize your gun with perks.
Finally, first-person Risk of Rain. Is Risk of Rain first person?
I'm Daniel, solo game developer
I can't remember.
and creator
Is
of
Risk of Rain
Morbid.
free?
You might know me from my previous work on the Entropy.
Morbid
Center.
Metal is a roguelike.
I'm going to introduce
Interesting.
my latest project, a high-intensity FPS roguelike that's all about destruction, momentum, and insane.
Morbid Metal's an action roguelike. Interesting.
Yeah, like most of these games felt like they were either cozy games or roguelikes.
I'm going to dive a little bit deeper.
Roguelike
into the
is
game now.
so big
There
these
is
days,
no
isn't it?
contest on Steam right now. If you want to get
I'm
To
going
be
through the
fair,
list
Rogue-
on Steam and some games.
Like a roguelike game is a game that is relatively pretty easy to produce and has a lot of player retention time.
Indie game developer.
Oh, The Eternal Life of Goldman is it's a Metroidvania.
2022. But
I thought that might have been kind of a more linear thing, but that's cool.
this game is all about movement and high-octane visceral combat that rewards aggressive and skillful play. You'll be dashing, rail grinding,
and sliding through the chaos, taking on waves of relentless AI foes. But
Oh shit! I've
Risk
got
of
to
Rain 2,
sign
I'm
up for
pretty sure,
Rogue
isn't
Core's
entirely third person.
closed alpha, haven't I? Rogue Core closed alpha. Sign up. Request
one
access.
of the most exciting core mechanics of Void
Your
Breaker
interest
is
has
its
been registered.
environmental
Damn it!
destruction.
I was hoping.
How would it craft a game from the ground up that intertwined
No, it doesn't look like they're instant accepting right now.
Yeah.
leveling buildings,
Dusk Fade looks
blasting
great
walls, and
as well.
breaking
That was the 3D
windows to
platformer
show
with
that
the
it's
Keyblade.
key to your survival. Hostiles were taking
I mean, yeah, roguelikes nowadays aren't
providing an opening for
aren't like Rogue, but they do take some of the key elements from Rogue, which is where the genre got its name.
You'll need plenty of. You're equipped with
I think it's also because it sort of gradually drifted, didn't it? Like the earlier roguelikes were like Rogue much more. You know, things like Dungeons and Dreadmore, and
Isaac.
things like that.
Like even Branding of Isaac was a lot more like Rogue than what a lot of them now are.
A little. Dwarf Fortress is a roguelike. If you play adventure mode, which is what the original Dwarf Fortress was originally adventure mode. Fortress mode was added afterwards.
Singling out a specific enemy.
Yeah, but basically, people have taken a few key traits and its predecessors and use those to really define what the roguelike genre is.
Because the enemy
Yeah.
sure as hell won't. Now, let's talk about one of the most exciting parts of the game. the
Didn't
weapon
see that many
mods.
open world survival crafters this time. That's I think that's dropping. We had Frost Rail.
Modules are core to your
did we have any of
arsenal,
us?
allowing you to
See, I really don't like the term roguelite because it exclusively exists because a bunch of old Rogue fans were mad that people were calling certain games roguelikes.
attach any variety of modules to your
Yeah.
weapon to a
Enshrouded. True. Good
sometimes
point, Mr. Blue.
strange
Enshrouded.
result. Projectile modules will physically alter the projectile you fire, as well as changing the look. And
The
feel
Altars
of
is
your
technically a survival game, but I don't know if I'd count it as a survival crafter. I mean, I suppose you could probably count it as a survival crafter.
Plenty from enemies.
Yeah, I think you can probably count that as a
Will
survival
alter your
crafter.
weapon so that it produces fire, giving a chance to burn enemies. Blast Wave Charged can turn your shotgun into a multi-grenade launcher.
You think survival crafting games have a bit of a cheap association now? I think that's fair. I think a lot of people took those mechanics on pretty quickly.
Oh, hey!
Aw, thank you, Willow, for the
Thank you, Willow.
donation. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Find a fully automatic module, which
See you,
adds
Gobbo.
a
Have a great
fully
evening.
automatic fire mode to your weapon.
You know, I think in celebration of Willow, everyone else should click on that link and also donate.
Yeah.
You know, in celebration of Willow.
Yeah. Everyone go and thank Willow by going to ko-fi.com/his cursedness and giving me money.
A module that greatly increases hip fire damage, but also greatly decreases accuracy. Then we add
Oh, yeah. It's got numbers that mean things mostly and aren't just percentage modifiers.
ice
Good.
grenades. Then what if we found a charge?
I mean, there are some number modifiers as well, but
mod that requires you to hold the trigger down.
you know, they actually do things. This is why I've always liked Borderlands style weapons compared to. I can't even think of one that just does numbers, but there's plenty of that just do numbers, and you're like, eh.
You hold the trigger, all whilst shooting ice grenades.
You don't ever
Oh, yeah,
think
no,
about it. Whereas Borderlands is like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
thing will explode in your hands or something like that.
Permadeath is very.
Electric shockwave rounds or ice orbs that freeze enemies
So-
in midair. The possibilities.
I don't think people would call a game a roguelike if it didn't have permadeath in it.
Eventually, your inventory space.
Sorry, you
will begin to
disconnected
dwindle,
there
so you'll have to use
for
clever
like
Oh, did I?
strategic
10
placement
seconds. It might be my internet given the drop frames I had at the beginning, although I've not had any in a
So,
while, so fingers crossed.
repeaters are a special
No, I
type
think
of
it's me because Void Breaker's downloading. Oops.
Oh,
to nominate.
yeah, fair.
Remember that
I
bullshit
too am
thing
excited
from
about
earlier?
this. You know what? I'm extra
Bioshock
excited about
have
this.
a high chance
I don't
of
see the words
burning enemies,
extraction
the more
shooter on it.
executions it has. Adding additional repeats.
I like extraction shooters, like Tarkov.
I like them, but it was like the survival crafters of in the indie space was starting to get flooded with survival crafters. AAA started to get flooded with extraction games. I
mean, yeah,
don't mind them,
AAA
but it was just too many.
AAA kind of got flooded, but nowhere near to the extent that like open world adventure games or
Oh yeah, true.
survive or
become a master of the module system.
Or like the survival crafting games did.
Yeah. I mean,
It was
From
more of a
Software is
flat-
making an extraction game now.
There are a variety of other mods.
Are they?
drastically
Well,
alter
two,
gameplay,
technically speaking. I think Elden Ring Night Rain is an extraction game.
utilized during
It's not. It's not an
But it's
extraction
not
game.
multiplayer. The new one that's coming to Switch is a multiplayer extraction game.
and even explosive traps.
It's explicitly
that-
listed as one.
Favorites is
Yeah,
launcher
that-
allows you to pick
Yeah,
up
I'm pretty sure
throw them towards
Night Rain isn't an extraction shooter. The whole point of it is to just get to the end of the run to fight the big boss.
Yeah, it's probably a little close to a roguelike, but yeah, the new one that's coming on Switch is confirmed to be an extraction game.
increase your damage
Extraction is something like Escape from Tarkov, where you enter the map, you have to loot it, loot whatever you can from it, and extract safely.
forget corrupted modules.
Yeah.
You
Usually
risk
you'll
your-
find player versus environment. So you're not just fighting other players, you've got environment as well to deal with.
Yeah, the
And,
idea is you go in with some of your own equipment, and you're risking that equipment to bring out more stuff that you could
Yeah.
potentially use to go back in.
So yeah, DRG and Helldivers are not extraction shooters. They do have some, like, you're trying to find some loot and get out with it, but you don't really lose anything if you fail. Something like Hunt Showdown is an extraction shooter as well. The new
Hunt
Marathon.
Showdown's a really good. Yeah, I do know that the Call of Duty games have recently added an extraction shooter mode to them.
Yeah, Call of Duty has it as well. It's sort of,
potentially be encountered later in a run.
I suppose, taken some of the popularity of
Ability for any circumstance.
the original battle royales, like the slower ones before like Fortnite and Apex. You know, like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds was a slower thing because it itself was a mod on, I want to say, DayZ.
Yeah, I think a better way to describe them is they're kind of closer to battle royales, but you're able to go in with your own equipment, and your goal isn't to win; it's to escape.
Yeah. I saw there's a medieval dungeon delver that's also an extraction game, and I think that actually probably works even better. Like it's like a bunch of adventuring parties are entering the same dungeon to try and get the loot, and then get out. So it makes so much sense there for that.
Unnatural. That philosophy has been a key part of Voidbreaker's visual identity.
Oh God, I remember the days of the Minecraft Hunger Games servers.
Desperately trying to
God, yeah.
leaving behind
But yeah, I don't mind extraction games. It's just it became the fad, and when it becomes the fad, you get the couple of games that do it really well, and then everyone else trying to do it just because they think it makes numbers, and then it comes out a year after it's making numbers anyway and fails, and then a load of people get fired. It's just terrible management. Like Marathon, it might do okay, but is it really going to do great? Really?
Yeah, the battle royale genre. It has its origins in Minecraft and Arma 2 servers.
New mods and mysteries behind every corner.
Because
find unexplored chasms.
They're kind of banking on the name Marathon to sell the game.
And when you explore that secret cave,
and I don't think anyone who knows the name Marathon is going to buy it because they know the name for what it is, like what Marathon originally is, which is, precursor to Halo. But that's not an extraction shooter.
random locations, and many, many more, all potentially offering.
You wonder if AAA fads are mostly over now. It's much harder to knock over the big ones. Yeah, the big ones have become much more sort of monolithic things that change over time. Like Fortnite becomes like it's now 8 million different game modes if you want. I think
Fortnite made
do
the right
extraction shooter.
I'm sure they have one, all right, but Fortnite made the very smart decision to go from just a battle royale game to basically a Roblox-style game hub.
Discovering back rooms, hidden areas,
and I think Call of Duty will probably go that route. That's my wager, is that Call of Duty will go that route. It's already starting to do that by offering all these very different game modes, but I think they'll go that way. They'll follow the money.
And arm yourself with experimental weaponry.
Yeah, if you're feeling generous, you could buy Nick a sweet treat at throne.com.
Buy me food. I shit it out instantly. Instantly.
Voidbreaker is releasing in 2025 to PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. There is an open playtest on Steam right now if you want to give it a try.
I do want to give it a try.
I do want to give it a try.
Feedback
Yeah.
on your crazy builds. I'm looking forward
Like,
to evolving the game.
with the proviso that it's probably going to be a rough, you know, start, because these games
That's everything for
get
now.
better through all of that feedback, right? Like, people will find extremely broken builds and stuff like that really quickly. But then again, if it's not multiplayer, it doesn't matter, I suppose. Like, a broken build is fun, right? That's why Helldivers is fun. Because well, when they're not trying to balance it.
So sub to Nick and then buy his books. Oh, I'm sorry. I only become a sub to women.
No, don't buy my books. But buy my D&D adventures, but don't buy my books. They're not that good.
We knew we wanted to create an experience that truly immerses players in the sheer power of
Don't. It's not good. None of it's good. I don't think you even got edited by anyone. Don't buy them.
What's your book about?
They're just like little mini like microfiction things. So the collections of little, almost like individual scenes.
And towering ash clouds. It was impossible to watch those phenomena without feeling a sense of awe and even fear.
Don't buy them. They're not good. Kappa, that's an even bigger reason not to buy them, because they're bad examples of them.
Became a treasure trove of ideas. We saw incredible potential in this motif.
God, I really want this one. Into the Fire. Wait, have I put this one on my wish list? I hope so.
Our research took us in many directions.
And I'm still under the idea that one of these days you should work to make an Atos setting book and sell that.
It would never sell. It would be so much work and it would never sell. Settings books don't sell unless you've got an existing brand.
I mean, if you want free labor, I'd be willing to help.
Even then, you look at it like a 300-page book that is not selling to anyone. I don't think even the Solasta setting book. Well, actually, theirs was more. No, it was both a setting book and it was like additional character options and classes and stuff. Or subclasses anyway. I don't think even that sold that well. It was mostly a Kickstarter backer reward for people who backed the original game. And it was very well written.
Yeah, I've brought this up a few times. Nick has shot it on every time. One day I'll succeed.
It will not sell. It won't. It physically won't.
Every choice will carry weight, shaping the gameplay in meaningful ways.
Oh shit, we're walking around picking up things. Death Stranding confirmed.
You will uncover a reality deeply intertwined with volcanoes, one that will transcend human understanding, blending myth, mystery, and forces beyond science. The gameplay we create will be...
So what I'm wondering here is how much of this is like scripted? Like that bit where they were detonating the thing, can you just do that anywhere? Have we got like a fluid simulation going on? If so, that's cool. If not, I don't mind either. But that's my curiosity. Death Stranding, but make it very warm. Every game is a Death Stranding game.
It looks like when you're replacing the TNT, there were like pre-designated spots on the wall to place the TNT.
So it's gonna play out more like a more standard sort of adventure game style thing, which I don't mind because that lets them control it a bit better as well.
But survival won't be just about brute force. It will require planning.
Look, all I can say is that as somebody who's played City Skylines, I fucking hate fluid simulation.
Yeah.
The fluid simulation in that game makes no fucking sense, and I hate it.
No, it absolutely doesn't.
It's where you'll provide refuge for those you save, gather information about missing persons, and uncover.
Yeah, I'm very hyped for this one.
The hub and embark on missions from there, selecting the disaster zones you want to visit and choosing the right.
It does look very interesting. I am kind of scared of like during the trailer. There's that one scene where they were like putting out the fire, and just this burning creature came out and exploded into more fire.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
Smarter, faster ways to traverse the terrain.
Oh, I suppose you would prefer something that was much more grounded in realism, whereas I'm kind of happy for the fantasy element.
I prefer not to be jumped by burning creatures that explode.
Okay, yeah, you're all right, fair. That's very fair.
In Into the Fire, the true challenge will go beyond the raw fury of nature. Mysterious adversaries will also stand in your way.
Speaking of which.
And soon, you will learn more about the forces lurking in the shadows.
Talia gets it. Also, Creeper World is a fun game.
It is very good. Yeah.
Is a man in his early 30s, a member of a research team with a deep fascination for nature, but a certain detachment from people. He arrived on the island to study an extinct volcanic range, expecting a quiet scientific expedition.
Okay, Catbat, you are kind of right, but at the same time, it's not something I want to be dealing with when I'm fighting a fire.
Frank will have to confront not only the fierce forces of nature.
I know I've said it a lot tonight, but I'm getting a bit of Death Stranding out of this.
At the foot of an erupting volcano, Frank's journey will take him to the border of two worlds, the living and the dead, where the boundaries between them will blur in the shadows of eruptions. As he navigates this perilous landscape, he will encounter people with different life paths, each with their own beliefs, personalities, and views on survival. Some will be driven by scientific reasoning.
Nick has simply forgotten all games that aren't Death Stranding. It'll do that to you. The game is a fever dream.
So what you're saying is you're never going to finish it, and then you're going to buy Death Stranding 2 the moment it comes out.
Oh, I finished it. It was beautiful.
Oh, you did?
It's a really good game. The ending is incredible. I think probably best Kojima game that he's ever made, and I've enjoyed a lot of his others, but I think Death Stranding is a work of art. It's very weird. It's very stupid. The fact that you can drink nothing but Monster Energy and piss on ghosts is very Kojima, but at the same time, it's really, really good.
I get what you're saying. I really do. I don't think Death Stranding's better than Metal Gear Solid 3.
That's you know what? That is fair. That is fair. But I did enjoy Death Stranding a lot more. Did I make a piss mushroom? No, I never used the piss mechanic. I ended the game. I looked it up afterwards. I didn't interact with 50% of the game mechanics.
Oh yeah, the dynamic piss mechanics.
Not just the piss. There's a whole section of things that it tutorializes you on fairly early on, and I was like, hey, it's weird that never came up again. And I looked it up, and it was just that's because I did a pacifist run of Death Stranding, and because the game very early on told you that if someone dies, it's a big problem. So I never killed anyone. Apparently, it was an option. I could have done it.
Without air conditioning and with the water we have, we'll last 3
and there's a whole suite of mechanics behind what happens when that happens, and I was like, it's kind of weird this never came up again.
It does come up.
It comes up a lot. I'm just too good at the game.
I suppose that is very much a legitimate way to interact with the world of Death Stranding.
Yeah.
You are given information and you acted accordingly based on that information.
Yeah, absolutely. No,
influence your decisions and emotions, and they will guide you.
Yeah, and I still had a really good time playing it as well. I didn't need those mechanics to enjoy it. Yeah, no, really good fun. I think it's particularly remarkable when the game gets to a certain point and it gives you a tool and all you feel is dread receiving the tool. Like, in any other game, it'd be like, yes, this makes my life so much easier. And I'm picking up going, fuck.
Here's a bunch of free blood grenades.
Yeah, it's like when you get to a boss room, but this is like, let's introduce you gaining lethal weapons. And I'm like, that's not a good thing. That means I might have a situation where I might need them. And we've discovered that that's bad.
Me too, Catbat, me too.
Even boats designed to navigate rivers of acid. The retrofuturistic vibe is further enhanced by the music we compose.
I didn't fall over that much in the game.
Oh, you're talking about Death Stranding, never mind.
Are you talking about falling over, or are you talking... I'm not finishing that sentence.
What do you think the answer is, Nick?
I'm not finishing that sentence.
We use instruments native to regions of South America and Asia.
But yeah, I'll be getting Death Stranding 2 day one. That's how much I enjoyed Death Stranding 1's ending. I really liked it.
You know how in Death Stranding it's like your blood and your bodily fluids that hurt the creatures. Do you think you can use the dynamic P mechanics to hurt the creatures?
You can.
You can?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, you could literally just piss on the creatures to fight them off.
Yeah. If you need to, you can do that. Apparently, if you're quick and you trigger one of the ones where they grab you and all the like tar appears on the ground, if you're quick and you start pissing, you're fine. They won't drag you away. If you start pissing quick, gotta be quick. Gotta piss.
Oh, that guy's dead.
One day, I just got an email from Ichigawa-san from Square Enix, and I had no idea what to expect from this email. I didn't even know if it was authentic or not, basically. It contained a little
I cannot believe that this was a Vampire Survivors.
Yeah.
It was depicting a very nice little game like Vampire Survivors, but with the saga characters. And that was beautiful. And so we just started to talk about what we could do together, and now we're here, I guess.
Kojima is excellent, hard to find, but logical mechanics. Yeah, like I mention it all the time. My favorite is Metal Gear Solid 5. There's a cassette tape that you can find in the game that contains a recording of someone having just terrible diarrhea. Like, and that's all it is. Like, the game's mechanic is you find cassette tapes that have music on, and that's how you play music while you're going around, you know?
Oh, I didn't realize until he said it just now. This free Vampire Survivors DLC is a crossover with the Saga games.
Yeah.
Saga Emerald Beyond. I did not realize that. Mostly because I've never played the Saga games.
But yeah, like no other cassettes affect the world in any way. They're just music or audio logs. This one is someone having very, very powerful diarrhea. If you hide in a portaloo and play it, a guard that is about to check out your portaloo and open it up, because if you're hiding in places, they will check out hiding places in Metal Gear Solid 5, will come up to that one, hear it, decide not to, and walk away. And that is never tutorialized. You're never told that at all. But if you play that while you're in the toilet, guards will avoid checking out the one you're hiding in. It's the most Kojima nonsense. It really is.
Like, Metal Gear Solid likes having like fun and kind of obscure mechanics like that.
Yeah.
I'm a journalist and I was invited by Moon Eye Studios here in the heart of
Some of the other cassettes do things. Oh, excellent.
I would say,
excellent.
some questions.
Was like in Death Stranding, you know, occasionally you get the other porters walking around. They aren't just like a random encounter. Their actual positions are constantly tracked on the map, and they are constantly doing actual deliveries in the background.
Cool.
And if you do kill someone and it turns into BC and it encounters one of those porters that's walking around, that's when a void out happens in the game. It actually has to encounter one of the people. It's not just a timer. It's absurd.
Yeah, that actually kind of reminds me. Spider-Man 2 for the PlayStation 5. It has a mechanic where when you're out playing as either Peter or Miles and you're out doing superhero stuff, occasionally either the other Spider-Man or another one of the heroes in the games will assist you in the combat.
Oh, nice.
And apparently, the way this works is literally just the game has all the heroes tracked in New York City somewhere. If they're close enough to, they will make their way to you.
That is cool. That is really cool. This was another one I wanted to put on my wish list.
Following a story.
Put it on your wish list.
Yeah, I'm doing it now. The
main part of the game is like an open world on this Arctic island, and you have to use not only different tools and instruments that you find on this island to just reach different areas.
Oh, Akuma, not
together
Akumi.
with your dog.
Add to wish list.
Only together can you manage to.
GTA 5 does that too in story mode. You can encounter the other guys just by luck. I like that.
Alone and switching between.
Oh, one of the backpack accessories lets you track the borders. I never encountered that one.
Sam and his dog Ellie.
There's something to be said for games having enough mechanics to not encounter everything, so everyone has a different story. I fully agree on that. I really like when people are talking and their experiences are a little different. I found that was really great with Baldur's Gate, with the way it spins out the story from your various choices. To this day, on the Baldur's Gate subreddit, people will argue as to whether the Emperor is canonically good or evil because they haven't yet worked out that the Emperor's alignment is not set in stone and none of the characters are. Their alignment is based on how you act and your choices. So yes, the person who's just spoken like that is canonically evil because in your playthrough, you've made the choices that make them do that.
At the same time, the characterizations are rather consistent as well, which is very nice.
Oh yeah, their characters are, but it's fascinating because you can get an evil Astarion, you can get a good Astarion, you can get an evil Shadowheart, you can get a good Shadowheart and all that, and they never argue about any of them. They only ever argue about the Emperor. It's
you could very much, rather than redeeming Shadowheart, set her on the path that she set for herself.
We went out to find the Northwest Passage, like away to the Arctic.
It's a fantastically written game. I don't think a game will be that well written in a long time. Like a CRPG. I don't think a CRPG will be that well written in a long time. Although I am very excited for Solasta 2 because some of the things they've done for both story and mechanics are deeply interesting to me. I don't think it's going to be as good as Baldur's Gate 3. I think it'd be very hard to be, but it is such a level up from Solasta 1. It is unreal.
To be fair, Baldur's Gate 3 had literally everything going for it. It was made by a team who not only had like a proprietary engine for CRPGs, but have been working on them for like almost a decade and a half now.
Yeah.
It had an 8-year development time, and 3 of those years were spent in early access with constant player feedback.
That's the funny thing, is the scope of Baldur's Gate was not that large when it released in early access, and they increased the scope of it because of the amount of money they got from early access, because of course at one point it was the highest selling game on Steam when it released in early access, and they were like, we might need to put a bit more on this.
But like Baldur's Gate is quite literally that once in a decade game simply because it had literally everything going for it.
I do think doing an early access system like Larian has done since Original Sin 1. I don't think the previous Divinity games got it, but since Original Sin 1, doing an early access system to get all of that feedback in a story game is something other story game developers probably need to take on and have a go with, especially if they're doing very sort of mechanically intense story-based games, something like a CRPG. It makes sense to do it that way because you end up with such a polished opening act. It does normally not translate to very polished second and third acts, unfortunately. You do get a noticeable drop after the first act in every Larian game. I would say including Baldur's Gate 3, although I gotta say I did really like Act 2. But you do get a noticeable drop because it's been so heavily played through in Act 1. You've got so much feedback, but every other dev needs to consider it. They really do. You'd personally give Wrath of the Righteous 0.1% higher a score because it's one NPC it's one trans NPC is a rogue, but only 0.1% because Baldur's Gate 3 is a purple tiefling. Yeah, but as a game, Wrath of the Righteous is a good game, but it is no Baldur's Gate 3, and I think that is fair to say to any game made in this decade. To be honest, like, Jesus. Baldur's Gate 3 is such a good game. It is absurd.
Remember when they were like listing out some statistics about Baldur's Gate 3 up into its 1.0 release, and they mentioned how the game had more dialogue than all 3 Mass Effect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the overall it's the amount that went into it. Yeah,
and they're still doing updates for it.
But it's the fact that they nailed so many different parts of the game as well. Like, it's relatively easy. Well, I say it's compared to Baldur's Gate, it's relatively easy to do a game that does one bit really good. But they nailed so many parts of it. They nail, in my opinion, it has some of the best encounter design in CRPGs. It has really, I think, some good combat mechanics to the extent that, you know, there are some upgrades that appear later in 2024 D&D. The characters are extremely well written, but they're also really well acted as well. They're rendered really well, which is something that was not the case when Baldur's Gate released in early access. I'll tell you that. The graphics got a huge upgrade throughout.
Speaking of them being like rendered really well, did you ever watch the that one TTRPG game where it's the Baldur's Gate 3 cast playing as their own characters?
Yes. It's great how well they still know their characters after portraying them, because in some games, you know, you get your lines out of order and stuff like that, and you don't really fully know. In some senses, VA for some games can just feel like reading lines. It's more like narration. Whereas, I mean, obviously with this, because, you know, performance acting and all that was going into it as well, they were like they were doing the full actor experience as opposed to just reading lines, which you can get in some games for sure, I would say.
Honestly, I think more games need to do their voice acting like Skyrim, where they put every single line in alphabetical order and then give that to read out.
That is the least hinged way to make a game. I can't believe Bethesda still exists and that they did that. It's not like they've never hired voice actors before as well. Like Oblivion had fucking Sean Bean and Patrick Stewart. They've hired, what's her name? She was she was Wonder Woman for ages in the TV series. She is Joan someone. She is she's been with them for ages as a voice actor. She in Skyrim, she is the woman in Riverdale you meet initially, who then ends up forming the Blades.
I would say mostly just one or two, but yeah, 3 of our team.
I know who you talk about. I don't know who the actor is.
Delphine's actress, Joan Allen. That's it. They've had her on the team for so long at this point, and still they turned around for Skyrim and released the lines in alphabetical order. Like, how? How do you do it? Just absolutely wild.
One thing that we found on the research.
Absolutely wild.
Culture.
Here's every line you're going to say out of context and in alphabetical order. Good luck.
I'm sorry, not lit. Was I mixing up? Who was? Wait.
And rhythmic elements is the Tautirot, which is.
Am I mixing? I'm mixing my people up. Linda Carter was someone else.
Yeah, when we researched that, we stumbled upon.
So Linda Carter was Wonder Woman. Who was Joan Allen?
These instruments. So initially, we.
I don't know. Look up her IMDb.
I just wanted to see what we could do with that.
She was in the Born Identity
sound guy,
as
who makes all the music
Pam Landy
and stuff for Ikuma and also the trailer. Used that.
In Face Off.
That instrument that Tautirot to make various like.
The Nick Cage movie or the?
Yeah, the Nick Cage movie.
Okay, I asked because there's also like a home decorating show called Face Off.
Oh.
Where it was like two groups of people would have to decorate each other's houses.
Okay, yeah, Bean's clarifying it for me. Linda Carter was also in Skyrim. So that's she's the actor who plays Wonder Woman in the old TV series, but she was also in Morrowind and Oblivion and the Elder Scrolls Online and all that. She plays Azura in the Elder Scrolls Online. It seems.
5 years, or in the end, it will be.
Oh, she was Azura in Skyrim as well. So she's the one bellowing "A new hand touches the beacon."
Always the risk, of course. And with this, like telling an emotion.
I can't believe a new hand has touched the beacon.
A new hand touches the beacon. But actually, yeah, looking back at the Skyrim voice cast, there's so many people in there, like huge name actors. You got Christopher Plummer, who if you've ever watched, he did a ton of movies, but the one I famously
I always
remember him
forget
from
that Charles Martinet was Parthenax.
Yeah, you Charles Martinet. You've got Michael Hogan as General Tullius. He was Battlestar Galactica. He was what was his name? Lieutenant Ty, I think. Colonel Saul Ty in Battlestar Galactica. You got Max von Sydow, legendary actor. There's so many people that turned up for Skyrim. It's kind of weird how few then turned up for Starfield. When you think about it.
He grew up an orphan on the streets of London, and he didn't really have.
Hey Al, what'd you miss? Like the whole thing. We're done. Welcome in, Al. You missed it. I think Starfield just went for more like actual voice actors in general, you know, as opposed to like obviously Linda Carter and all that. They are voice actors as well, but you know, Max von Sydow, Christopher Plummer, they do like book narration. They're not voice actors. They are Hollywood actors.
Well, we met in university, where we studied game.
And honestly, that probably worked better for him. I mean, the game.
And our first project, Lost Ember, started.
Game wasn't great. It wasn't bad either. I think it got more flack than it deserved. It also did a lot. It did a lot of work to hide its own things, which is very weird. Like one thing I famously mentioned about Starfield that I think basically no one knows unless you discover by accident is that unlike a lot of the old Fallout games and Skyrim and all that, where it's very cell based, like there's a chunk of the world and then you load up another chunk of the world, and each dungeon where there's a loading screen in between is it's completely separate, it's not related. A lot of Starfield actually is all there. Like you hit a loading screen, you go inside of a building or something, which is like some underground thing. You can sometimes go to a window and there's something outside that is the world outside. It's not been faked though, because if you put an item down outside, you can see it from inside the window. They're all still in the same place. But it doesn't look like it. There's so many loading screens for things that you can just walk to if you want to. It's a lot more open world than it looks, and they've managed to hide it by shoving loading screens in everywhere. Yeah, exactly, Rose. It didn't need all the loading screens and transitions. I think they're there for console support, but on PC they are not necessary. And then the bit with the ships, I think clearly they wanted to do something like No Man's Sky with the ships. Because you can fly around in them, but then you're just fast traveling to various points, and it's like, you're just making it feel like a series of loading screens. It's really it's an okay concept, really poorly executed, unfortunately. But it's not that bad a game. And at least the story has a bit of fun with it at the end as well. I really like the way they did New Game Plus in Starfield, where you loop back to the start of the game, but you are canonically your character with all the knowledge you've gained from playing the game, and you get new dialogue options based on that fact. That you've canonically time looped back in time, and you could just start off by explaining the full plot to everyone so you don't have to do it again. But also there are random permutations that happen to the universe each time you loop around. Like one time you can come back and like the first main NPC you meet, who can eventually be like your wife and all that, is a plant pot. Or you loop back and everyone's dead and they've all been murdered. Or you loop back and, you know, it's various other like little changes. They don't change much of the game because it is essentially a New Game Plus, but it's a neat little quirk to it. And yeah, it lets you skip all the main plot again. If you wanted to do a loop and then loop again, you can do it in about 10 minutes once you've looped once, because you can just skip all the plot and just go, I'm going here, I'm getting in the thing.
It wasn't the final one, and the initial characters didn't end up in the game.
You didn't like the New Game Plus, not inherently, but the game mechanics seemed to assume you'd be playing that way, and loop felt very unsatisfying. I think it would have been okay if they'd built it more for it. They kind of found this halfway house where it was like the loot progression assumes you're going to loop back around and play again, but they hadn't done enough with the story and the gameplay to make it work. I think they needed to put more changes in when you loop. But of course, that exponentially makes the dialogue trees everywhere much more complex. But I think they should have put more of that in, and then it would have worked. They half-assed it covers everything in the game. Yeah, it absolutely does. It's a shame. It's a nice idea, and I think the gunplay is the best gunplay they've done. It's really fun gunplay. It's not enough variety to it, but it's really fun.
But this time, I think the
yeah,
better this time was just that we were aware of.
Also, the survival mechanics in there. They've got loads in there. They apparently focus tested it and people didn't like it, so they ripped them all out. But there's so much survival stuff. It like vestigially still attached to the game. Anyway, shit. It's past. I gotta go make myself some soup. I gotta go make myself some soup and get ready for Lancer in an hour. Thank you so much for joining me, Iris. I will pop another shout out.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, it's been really nice. Yeah, it's been really enjoyable. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you all found some games you like the look of. I certainly have. Yeah, it's been really cool. I'm just gonna unceremoniously stop the stream because I've really got to go and just make food. So we're not gonna get an outro. But thank you all for watching. Thank you, Willow, for supporting the Ko-Fi. Bye. Oh yeah, I'm on camera. I can just wave.
A lot of actual content is